The parking lot of St. Martin's Hospital buzzed with chaos, ambulances unloading, families rushing in, nurses hurrying between sliding doors. But none of that noise was louder than the rumble of 12 motorcycles rolling in at once. The Hells Angels parked in a neat line, chrome glinting under the fading evening sun, leather jackets creaking as the riders dismounted. Before any of them could remove their helmets, a small figure darted toward them. A little girl, no more than 7, ran across the pavement, stumbling over her own feet. Her ponytail was half undone, her face blotchy from crying. She didn't slow down until she reached the nearest biker, grabbing a fistful of his vest with both hands. Please, she choked out, her voice thin and shaking. Those men won't let my mommy go inside. The biker, massive, tattooed, intimidating to most grown adults, froze. He looked down at the tiny girl clutching him like a lifeline. His brothers went silent, forming an instinctive circle around them. He crouched to her level, visor lifted, revealing surprisingly gentle eyes. Hey, it's okay. Tell me what happened. Mia sniffed hard, wiping her face with her sleeve. She pointed toward the entrance where 2 stocky security guards stood with arms crossed. My mommy's in so much pain, she can't walk right. They said she can't go in because we don't have someone to pay. Her lip quivered. I tried to tell them she's sick. They wouldn't listen. A low murmur passed through the group of bikers, disbelief mixed with anger. The biker's jaw clenched. Slowly, he stood, lifting Mia effortlessly into his arms so she could feel safe, not lost in the sea of boots and leather. What's your mommy's name? He asked. Lila, she whispered. All right, Mia, he said, turning toward the entrance with purpose. We're going to go get Lila the help she needs. The other riders fell in behind him like a wall of steel and loyalty. The bikers' boots hit the hospital pavement with heavy, deliberate steps, the sound echoing through the entrance hall. Mia clutched the biker's leather arm, feeling the warmth and strength radiating from him. Her small body pressed close as he strode forward, his face set in a silent promise. They weren't letting anything stop them. The security guards noticed them immediately. One stepped forward, broad shoulders tense, eyes narrowing behind his mirrored sunglasses. You can't just, he began, but the words faltered when he registered the group behind Mia. 12 bikers, arms folded or hands resting casually near the grips of their belts, surrounded the girl like an impenetrable wall. Leather creaked as they moved in unison. The first biker spoke, low and calm but heavy with authority. Step aside. Hospitals for helping people, not scaring kids. His voice had the kind of quiet power that made men pause and rethink. The guard swallowed hard, trying to maintain composure. Yes, sir. She doesn't have a financial sponsor. You worried about money? The biker cut him off smoothly, nodding toward another rider who pulled a fat wallet from his pocket. Coins clinked. We'll handle it. Now step aside. There was a moment of tense silence. The hospital entrance felt smaller somehow, as though the air itself had thickened. A nurse peeked from the sliding doors, eyes wide, sensing the storm in leather and chrome but also the purpose behind it. Finally, the guards moved, muttering under their breath, stepping aside as the bikers created a safe path for Mia and her mother. Mia's eyes sparkled with relief and wonder. She looked up at the biker holding her. You're really helping us. He smiled faintly, ruffling her hair. Kid, you've got more courage than most grown-ups. We're just making sure everyone gets to be safe. Inside the fluorescent-lit the chaos of a busy evening carried on around them. Wheelchairs squeaked, monitors beeped, and nurses called out patient names in rapid succession. But for Mia, the world had narrowed to one desperate point. Her mother, slumped in a wheelchair near the wall, pale and trembling. Her small hands shook as she reached out. Mommy. Mia's mother looked up, her eyes widening as she tried to focus. Confusion mingled with pain, and a weak voice croaked, Mia. The biker holding Mia knelt slightly, lowering the girl so she could embrace her mother. It's okay, ma'am, he said quietly, careful not to startle her. We're here. You're going to be all right. The other bikers fanned out around them like silent guardians, blocking the view from gawking onlookers and giving the mother-daughter pair a moment of privacy. The sight of the intimidating group of men, tattooed arms, leather vests, chrome chains, didn't frighten her now. Their presence radiated safety instead of threat, a paradox that left the nurses and a nearby doctor blinking in disbelief. A young nurse approached cautiously, clipboard in hand, still unsure how to handle the scene. Is she your patient?" she asked. One of the bikers nodded. "Yes, and she's staying that way until she's getting the help she needs." With a hesitant glance, the nurse gestured toward a gurney, and two orderlies stepped forward. "All right. Let's get her stable." Mia clung to her mother as she was lifted onto the gurney. Her tiny fingers entwined with the biker's hand, seeking reassurance. "Will she be okay?" she whispered. He squeezed her hand gently. "Yeah, kid, she's going to be just fine." As the sliding doors closed behind the gurney carrying Mia's mother, the little girl clung to the biker's hand, refusing to let go. Her tears had dried, replaced by a mixture of relief and awe. Thank you for helping us," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the beeping monitors and distant hospital announcements. The biker bent down, brushing a stray strand of hair from her tear-streaked face. "Kid, you did the brave part," he said, voice low and warm. "We just made sure everyone else knew what we already knew. Sometimes the right thing to do is simple, even if it takes a lot of muscle." Mia's eyes sparkled. "You're like heroes," she exclaimed. The man chuckled softly, a deep, rumbling sound that seemed almost out of place with his rough exterior. "Nah, just people who don't like seeing a kid cry." Behind him, the other bikers were mounting their motorcycles, engines rumbling to life. The smell of gasoline mixed with the antiseptic of the hospital hallway as chrome and leather gleamed in the fading light. Patients, visitors, and even hospital staff paused to watch, sensing something extraordinary had occurred, a small miracle orchestrated by those society often feared. Mia ran a few steps, then stopped, waving with all the energy she had left. "Goodbye, and thank you." The biker waved back, revving the engine gently. "Take care, kid, and tell your mom we said hi," he called over the roar. As the motorcycles disappeared down the street, the little girl stood there, hugging herself, a smile breaking through her tears. In that moment, she realized that courage wasn't just about being big or strong, it was about standing up when no one else would. And sometimes, the angels who arrived when you needed them most weren't the ones with wings, they were the ones with leather jackets, roaring engines, and hearts bigger than anyone could imagine. The hospital slowly returned to its normal rhythm, but for those who had witnessed it, the story of a little girl, her desperate plea, and the Hell's Angels who answered would be remembered for a long time. A reminder that humanity often shows up in the most unexpected forms.